Did you have anything
No,
else?
that's all I have.
All right, thank you, Hannah.
Thank you, guys.
Is Cody still out there to push it real quick?
I'll take.
Zona,
He's over there.
okay.
It's in the trailer.
Do we want to bring her in quick? Yeah. Come on up, Zona, sorry.
It's okay.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you guys? Good morning.
Morning.
I'm here to represent the Cheyenne County Food Pantry. As many of you know, times are rough. Things have increased expense-wise, utilities, food, gas, the whole 9 yards. This year, the pantry is looking for donations to help us serve the community, to stretch out their food base issues. We are servicing more clientele this year, and our donations have dropped. And we're just looking for a little bit of help from anywhere and everywhere we can get it. We have been able to secure a grant, but that'll only go so far, and it only covers food. What donations we get have been able to sustain us as far as paying our utility bill at the food pantry. We're servicing anywhere from 35 to 45 families a month. And with the holidays coming up, that usually goes up by another 10 families at least. I'm not saying everybody that comes to the door is in need, but that is not for us to judge.
Gotcha.
So we roll with the punches. We have had to cut back on what we are able to give the families last few months because of our donation downfall.
What are you lacking on your donations? What have you lost, and what is the inflation? How can we help, I guess?
Basically, our monetary donations have gone down this year. We're used to getting like $200 a month at least in monetary donations. And that usually pays the light bill. And we've had some donators that have donated USDA processed meat. So like if they took their cattle to sale or they've taken it to butcher, it is USDA inspected. I've had a couple people donate 40 pounds of hamburger at a time. 40 pounds is 1 month's worth of meat for the food pantry. So the
Okay.
rest of it's up to us to supplement with non-perishables, canned goods,
Right.
other meats, breads, and I've kept our pantry at a budget of $300 a month to supplement the food, and that goes between St. Supers and the Kansas Food Bank.
Okay.
So we get pretty good deals through the food bank, but a lot of it is stuff that we won't use either. So, for instance, on our order form, it'll have all these like senior diapers and regular diapers or dog food. I mean, yeah, I'll get the dog food because I do know some of our clients have
Right.
animals. Wherever possible, I will get what we can at a good price. I try to stay at the $300 a month budget, but it doesn't go really far. We try to supplement the families with at least 2 weeks worth of food,
Okay.
and it's dwindling. You know, you've got a family of 5 come through and they only get 1 box of macaroni and cheese and they kind of snarl at you. Makes it kind of hard,
Yeah.
you know. I feel for the families, and we try to do our best with them. And we're just looking for some donations right now, especially with the holidays coming up, to see if
Okay.
we can't give them something for Christmas dinners. My goal is hams. We always do turkeys for Thanksgiving, and we always do the hams for Christmas. I have the turkeys covered for Thanksgiving.
What's your monetary number that you guys need to hit to do what you want to do?
In order to do the hams, we're looking at close to $600, maybe a little bit more depending on the price.
Okay.
The turkeys alone cost us $1,200. So, and I'm hoping the hams are going to be a little bit less than what the turkeys are.
I guess what he's asking, what do you think you need to run your pantry a month? What's the cost?
And without a lot of
I mean,
stress.
with that,
To run the pantry properly every month, it's about $600. And that
$200
includes
light
the
bill.
utilities, the
Right.
gas bill, the food.
That's what he was wanting to
Yeah.
know, isn't it?
Right.
We wanna help, but we just kinda need to know where you wanna
Right,
be.
right. And I'm not ruling out anything. We are applying for grants, and we do get some grants here and there, and they are specific to, this is the only way you can use this grant. So when we are looking at them, last year we got a $5,000 grant. That $5,000 only goes so far.
Right.
You know, and it's only food-based. We can only store so much food without it going bad. So I have to use that $5,000 within an X amount of time, and to do it properly, it's basically all canned goods.
Right. What are you guys thinking?
I'm not sure. So you're asking for a one-time donation?
Yes.
Is that what you're asking for?
I mean, if that would be awesome, a one-time donation, or say, if you helped with utility bills for 6 months, that would be awesome too. I'm not down for anything. We're just looking for a little more community support.
What budget would that come out of?
General.
Probably.
Which?
General.
General?
General?
I kind of have the same attitude you do. There's some people go up there that you wonder why they're there. And that takes away from the ones that
It
really need
does.
it, and you're right.
And don't get me wrong, I know, as the families come through, I know which ones are really struggling pretty hard, okay? I know which families have have 7 or 8 in the family versus 2 or 3.
Right.
Okay? I try to, behind the closed door, let's say, I know they're struggling. I know they are a family that is very much in need.
Yeah.
So I will take an extra bag out,
Gotcha.
behind the door type thing.
Right.
We haven't been able to do a whole lot of fresh produce for these people like we used to, because that's one of their main things. They can't afford the produce and whatnot. So I try to get bananas and apples and bell peppers and onions and stuff like that. But those prices have gone through the roof too.
Everything has.
You know,
Yeah,
we
that's
have
what
an
I was thinking.
opportunity to
That's
order
a month.
produce through the food
That's
bank,
$300 a month, so that would help with.
but it comes in 2
Sorry.
weeks prior to our
The year?
our distribution night. So
Yeah.
we don't have a guarantee that that produce is actually going to survive those 2 weeks when it comes from the food bank.
Right.
No, no.
And-
That's why if we set it up on like a monthly deal where we help you guys, then you could actually,
Whatever.
the $200 that you wouldn't have for your light bill,
Yeah,
you could
that'd
put towards
help
fresh
a lot.
produce.
Yes.
With,
Yes.
we haven't seen the end of this inflation either.
No, we haven't. It's only getting worse. I mean, the gas has already jumped 20 cents in 1 week. It's insane.
You can't feed yourself.
And our
Right.
fresh produce and items like that from Walmart, those donations have
on the
gone
other
down
hand,
dramatically. We used
some
to
people
get at
that's
least
kids
20
at
dozen
I
eggs
think the
and,
need is, there's
Okay.
a big broad need.
yeah, there
Okay.
is.
I think Roger's ready.
All right, Roger, what do you got?
We're on the spot now.
a motion.
I don't know exactly how we're gonna do this, but I would make a motion that you receive $300 a month
3,600 a
for
year.
for the next year, and then we'll
Look at it again.
look at it in a year.
I would greatly appreciate that. That would help so much.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded
To finish this year or for a full year? I'm just thinking,
I think a one-time donation would work with the books.
Okay.
Just $3,600 donations
Yes,
Okay.
out of the general fund,
correct.
Thank you very
or out of
much.
the sheriff's department, whichever would work best.
Yeah, their vehicle, they don't need to. All right, it's been moved and seconded for a one-time donation of $3,600 for the food pantry. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Okay.
Thank
And let
you.
us know how it's going.
I will. Thank you very much. I
bet.
appreciate it. You guys have a great day.
You too.
I'll be up to get my ham.
I'll save one for you.
All right, Cody, come on up.
I just have something real quick, take 30 seconds.
Okay.
I've been telling you guys for quite some time, as we're talking about vehicles, we ordered a vehicle, don't know when it's gonna show up, we don't know when it's gonna show up, we ordered it years ago. It showed up yesterday. So, which I'm glad it finally showed up. I won't get the paperwork and stuff from Yost and stuff to submit a bill until, you'll see at the next meeting. I just want to give you guys a heads up, so you guys knew what was going on, so.
So, just for my own, now do you have to send it somewhere to have everything put in it?
Yes, I'm trying to decide what to keep, what we can keep and can't keep, because we're getting rid of a Dodge, and this is a Ford. So I have communication with the guy that does that, going through, seeing what we could take out that would fit out of a Dodge into the Ford. I'm glad we switched to doing the Fords, because from now on, unless Ford changes something dramatically, we should be able to just take a lot of that equipment.
Just
going-
reuse.
Going in and out. But, there for a while, we had those Dodges, and switching from Dodge to Ford, we had to buy almost everything new. So, the pickup that I normally would have got rid of was one that we put a bunch of money in the engine. So I'm keeping that because we need to get our money back out of
Right.
it. So I'm getting rid of that Dodge. I know Road and Bridge is interested in it. I told him that's his discussion to have with you guys and stuff, but that's what I'm getting rid of, is that Dodge pickup. And then we're done with Dodges, and hopefully next time we replace another one, the stuff comes out of it and goes in, and that would really cut
Right.
down on our expenses. But
I just wondered if things fit in.
yeah, I mean, the radios, things like that, obviously will fit, and the radios are like $2,200 a piece, so that will save us money. But things like, the center console or the cage and stuff like that, will that fit? The rifle racks and shotgun racks, they should transfer from one to another because they're not brand specific. So there'll be stuff that we transfer, but there's stuff we're gonna have to buy new too. So, but hopefully, the one thing that I always try to buy new when we get a new vehicle is the light bars. They wear out over time. That's just something that we replace when we get new vehicles. They're outside, they get hailed on, they get frozen, they get water in them and condensation, and that freezes and stuff. It's just, you end up replacing them anyways. So I usually buy a new light bar when we get a new vehicle anyways. But the rest of the stuff, we're gonna go through and see what we can transfer, what we can't out of that Dodge to, because every model year is a little bit different than the
Right.
previous model year. We'll go through that and see what we can transfer. But like I said, I know we've been waiting for, I haven't looked at the calendar to see exactly, but I'm gonna say at least 18 months for this vehicle. And it finally showed up, so I didn't want it to be a surprise to you guys that
Did we have two of them ordered at the same time or just one?
we have two on order, but they weren't at the same time.
Okay,
So,
okay.
we hopefully, now I can see where I come in here with my head hanging low and say, well, the other one just showed up too, but hopefully the other one doesn't show up until 2024. The auditor's doing the equipment reserve transfer, and that's how I was planning on paying for the second one. And I'll talk to you guys when the time comes. If these vehicles come in like they're supposed to, there's a chance we might not need to order one in 2024 unless Ford is telling me it's gonna be the same thing where you wait 18 months and I don't wanna fall behind. But if we got this one, if we get this other one that we ordered, in 2024 like it should, we may be able to take a year off from buying vehicles.
Okay.
We get ahead. I don't wanna fall behind, cause right now, falling behind, we had to replace an engine in one, we got multiple pickups, the ones that are gonna go away with these two vehicles with over 140,000 miles on them and stuff. I don't like being in that position. So it's gonna be dependent, if Ford's back ramped up where you order one, you get it in 4 months, I might not order one until 2025. If they're
Probably
telling
not
me,
now, they're striking. Going on
yeah, that's
not a
right.
good thing, isn't
But,
it?
but if they're telling
a
me it's still
Tuesday?
gonna be 18-month wait, we might just order one in 2025, knowing it's not gonna show up till 2026.
Yeah.
So we'll see, but, there is two on order, one showed up.
Okay.
That's the way to say it, if that answers your question.
That does, is it white?
No, it's gray, it's the one we ordered, just like, it'll look like the other ones that we used to buy when we used to be able to get them before we had to buy that white one, but, it'll look just like those.
I run into you guys a lot, so.
In a small town, the one thing I liked about having all the gray F-150s is now everybody knows which deputy's driving which vehicle, and before it was like, which deputy was that?
If I get one of these from Cody, I know that,
Yeah.
slow down.
So, but that's, I see it as good news, but good news always comes with a price tag, but, we finally got that vehicle, so we'll
I'm
be
glad we
shooting.
got it.
Get it set up and get shuffling vehicles and get that old worn out pickup out of the fleet and, move another one, the next oldest one down, move everything down.
I know did we have a price locked in, or that just whatever it is when it gets here?
No, we had a price locked in, and I believe, this is gonna sound weird, I believe this one costs more than the new one that I ordered. Or the new,
Oh, the next one.
Next one is gonna be cheaper than this one.
Wow.
For whatever reason.
Excuse you.
But, yeah, we get a lot, cause it's that fleet price. It doesn't matter, the way I understand it, doesn't matter, until you get to a very high volume dealer, it doesn't matter which dealer you order from, it's a fleet price.
Fleet price.
Yeah, so the price is locked in for the fleet price. I'll get that invoices and stuff from them, next week, and I'll get the voucher and everything filled out and sent down. I just didn't want a voucher for a new vehicle coming across your guys' desk, and without reminding you, remember 18 months was a long time ago when we agreed to do this, so.
That's what's hard to believe, that they locked the price in
That far in advance.
that far in advance.
Yeah, so, but, we will get the paperwork to you, I'll make arrangements to get the stuff out of the one pickup and into the other, and, go from there.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Cody.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good weekend.
You too.
Are you gonna try to get Paul in here, or?
I want to see Dave
I'm gonna,
Oh, here you go now.
Dave? He meant Steve, right? He said Dave.
Dave,
Oh, yeah.
And you take care of this.
I see. I'm gonna grab more
Leave me out
coffee.
of it.
Oh, brother.
You know what I want. I really don't like buying these. I know there's a lot of people that don't need to be there.
and the sad part is, there are other families who are too proud to take advantage of it, and they desperately need that help. And that's what's sad. Hey, Steve.
Here, Roger.
How are you?
Pretty good, how are you doing? Getting any golf in?
Not very much. I don't know, it really ain't a hip, you just gotta catch them and get along, and it takes a walk.
You can't hide back here.
About a month now, and I don't know what to do about it. I don't wanna go to Brett Bowling, because he'll work me over, and I don't like that.
No wonder
What's
people like
going on
watching
here?
these
I
meetings.
don't understand.
ganging up on you. We're waiting for the other two commissioners.
You think?
I just wear one of them adult diapers, I don't have to go.
Oh, Lord. We're on a roll today.
We're in trouble.
You want us up there, or?
Wherever you wanna be, you're probably more comfortable there.
Excuse me.
This will kick it off with the recycling.
Okay.
That's why Dan's here. I guess to lead off, we do have a potential to get the cardboard hauled off and get what appeared to be, what Byron had got a quote was for $55 per ton.
55?
Yeah, and they're gonna come out of North Platte, it's ABC Recycling, tentatively now, next week, they'll probably make 2 runs or 2 loads, they'll come down, pick it up, and they take it on to Oklahoma.
Okay.
And it's just the cardboard, no chipboard bales, my understanding.
Are they gonna pick it up in Bird City too?
Right, I
Okay,
think,
good.
I'm not sure which one they go to first, but, and then this is just, and we're still in communication with them on what they might do with some of the other items that we've got stored over at the recycling center.
Thanks.
Give you that and all.
Wasn't Denver only paying us $10 a ton or 15?
Did we ever get anything out of that?
Not that I've seen.
I don't think we loaded them heavy enough. I don't think they ended up paying us at all.
Okay.
They hauled it on.
And this Pamela from ABC, she's gonna send us a diagram, I guess, on how to get the trucks flatbed loaded.
Okay.
Because they would like 44 bales on that flatbed. So it might be stacked 3 high.
Okay.
Probably have to rent or borrow a forklift.
Okay.
I think we have that maybe lined up with someone here in town.
Good.
But that's where we're at on the, and whether this is something that they can continue to do, we don't know yet. I don't know if this is just a one-time,
Yeah.
but it sounds like they do make runs down to Oklahoma, and so it's, maybe we can visit with some more, maybe this is something we can set up in the future where every couple months they come through, make a load or 2, and go down to Oklahoma.
I know, I talked to the one in Denver, and the only thing I could come up with them was that we would hire a truck and haul it from here down there. They'd pay, but it'd be kind of a wash, really.
Well,
This sounds like this would be a better deal than that.
right, included on there is that option to hire Coombs Transportation, and they would make a load to North Platte for $650. But that, I'm not sure exactly what they're gonna pay apparently yet on what, like for chipboard, aluminum, the glass, they don't, it sounds like they're not gonna want the glass, I guess, is last I heard, up at North Platte. So they're another option. We would get money for the cardboard to help offset, maybe hauling off some of the other material, if we don't want to end up putting it in the landfill. And that's, and just, I did print on, kind of on an estimate on how much landfill space we've been using with the recycling program going. I'm gonna hang on to this later.
Oh, that's fine.
And then figure in how much cardboard. I think it's 3 to 4 bales per week. It comes to, if you go with the 4 bales per week on average, it's about 114 tons a year. And most sources I've looked at, 1 ton of cardboard uses up 9 cubic yards of landfill space. And that comes to, over a year, 1,026 cubic yards potentially space used from dumping the cardboard into the landfill.
That's,
And I've got breakdown of all the other, and glass and an estimate on space usage on those, but the cardboard's kind of the big one. So you're looking at if we go to just dumping the cardboard in the landfill, you're looking at, increasing your rate of space usage by 39%, according to these figures. And this comes from our tonnage report and goes through Penco, and so the estimate on the 2,616 cubic yards of landfill space used up per year right now.
I don't think people realize how much material that is. I mean, the big elevators down here, I think Pete Jensen told me 6,000 yards of material for those. I think it puts into perspective how much space we're saving by doing this. It's huge. So that's good.
But I think in the short term, we'll plan on trying to get ABC to haul cardboard, at least get it out. You may want to consider having Combs, if we want to have him haul some stuff up to ABC Recycling. But like I said, I don't have the details ironed out on all that, so we'll need to get that firmed up a little bit on the other material.
What does a bale weigh?
11, what is it, I guess, 12, close to 1,200.
So give or take, if you average it 1,000, and they haul 44, that'd be 22 tons. It's almost a wash. I mean, if we had them haul it up there. Right?
Yeah, it'd be $1,000. If we had Combs haul up there, it'd be $1,000. If you're getting $50 a bale, that'd be about $1,100.
But it's
And then
per
paying
ton.
them $650 to haul it.
Per ton, it would take 2 bales, it's 1,000 a bale. I just divided it fast, so, anyway, it's a good deal.
But if they pick up the cardboard, they're going, you said they're gonna go south with it.
Oklahoma?
Yeah, I don't know where.
Byron set all this up, like.
And I've been trying to reach.
But we're not
Pamela.
paying any freight on that, they're just gonna give us $55 a ton, correct?
As I understand it right now, I'd like to visit with Pamela. I've been trying to reach her. Her voicemail's full.
I think it's still gonna be 650, isn't it, to haul it down there?
We paid the $650?
So basically they take their 650 off the top before they ever paid you guys.
Correct, yeah.
I was wrong. You're right, Steve. We'd make $560 then, if we did it that way. So that's not a wash, that's good.
And the big thing is just need to, get a space freed up over at the
Get it out
recycling
of
center. and Not have it go in the landfill. It's gonna shorten the life of the landfill if we go to dumping that in there. I mean, we could do it. Then you're cutting the landfill.
Well, that don't make a whole lot of sense anyway, because we have to bale it.
We have to wait.
After we bale
Oh,
it and then
after
throw it in there, that's really time consuming baling it. And then, just for say like the grocery store or something like that, throwing all that cardboard in their dumpster would just be crazy.
This store hauls it off. They got their own baler and they haul it out.
They do? Well,
It goes on the affiliated trail. We
Oh,
talked
they
to
haul
them,
back,
yeah.
okay.
But they only got room for so many bales at a time.
Huh.
It has to be on the pallet and all that. We looked at
I need my own baler.
So, do you have a forklift over there to load? 3 high?
I believe it'll go that high, yeah.
We better make sure.
Yeah, I will.
We'll dig a hole and park the truck down in a hole, that'll work.
I don't know, or down the road, are you guys looking at hauling some of this other stuff off? Besides cardboard? Cause I'll tell you the reason I'm here, and I know that's why I got county guy on both sides of me, so they can help me, but we, right now, we just lost the guy that was doing our recycling. So we're not paying anybody out of recycling. But, I mean, I almost think it needs to become a full-time gig for one guy, what they do here in Bird City, or whatever.
You mean somebody
Because I'm
to,
taking my crew on, if we don't go out over the weekend, which then I'm paying them overtime over the weekend to go do cardboard.
Yeah.
If I don't go out over the weekend, I'm taking 3 to 4 hours on Monday morning with my whole crew up there doing cardboard. So we're not getting anything else done.
yeah, maybe we can work something out where we can have a guy do St. Francis and Bird City, work a couple,
That would
3
work.
days here, 2
Yeah.
days there or something.
Whether we make them a county employee or whatever, we do take in money for recycling. I think we would take like, either you guys use the building, lease the building, whatever, if you use it, we take the money out for utilities and insurance on the building and turn the rest over to you guys to be able to help pay a guy. But that's just an idea. I haven't talked to anybody but you guys so far, so.
Maybe it might be a good idea if we have a meeting and talk that one over with, say, some of the officials from Bird City and some from St. Francis and
And I know
yourself.
well, and I'll take it to city council. Monday
Yeah.
night.
Because we still have quite a bit of funds left from when we,
Well, that was the other thing we briefly talked about. If you guys, I mean, if it starts getting hauled to North Platte, is there enough money there to help buy a truck and trailer to haul it up there?
yeah, but then who are we gonna have drive it?
Or your employee that you're hiring to do recycling?
Get somebody with a CDL license working in there, I don't know about that one.
Yeah. I don't have any I have one Class A driver.
Yeah. I personally, I don't think we wanna start hauling it ourselves that far. I wouldn't think, what do you?
And I didn't know if this was a one-time or two-time deal, or are they gonna,
That's what you have to find out. Visit with her about that.
we need a little more information together, but I guess I'm just putting the bug out there that I'm gonna
Right.
take this to everybody else, and I suppose I'll be back in several meetings off and on, trying to get
Good.
it ironed out. I mean, we do pay a lot of overtime out. And then
I would
guys
imagine so.
Over the holiday weekends have to go up there and work that rather than be at home. And
Yeah.
it's- Anyway, that's why I'm here. I'm sure that's why they got one of these on each side of me, but.
Aye. Well, thank you.
An update on the concrete crushing that didn't happen last year, it's supposed to. The pile got bigger, obviously. CENTCOM did talk like they would try and arrange to do it again at the end of this year. But in the meantime, McCormick Excavation expressed interest in it, and we went ahead and had them go out. They gave us a bid, an estimate on how big the pile is now, and it's according to Casey, I think, probably did the estimate. He has it at 54 tons instead of 2,500 tons where it was a year and a half ago. And he said that it could be a little less than that, or it could be more. But his rate is comparable to what we had quoted from CENTCOM. It was $13 a ton to crush from CENTCOM, and McCormick gave us a quote for $13.25 a ton to crush. But with the amount that's now there, if we did it all, it would come to $71,550 instead of the $38,500 that we had a year and a half ago. But we could get it crushed, and then we're gonna, of course, we'd be able to sell that back and recoup that expense. His mobilization fee was a little more, it's $3,000, and I think CENTCOM had it at between $1,000 and $1,500.
To set up.
But that was for a shorter period of time too. You figured only 5 days, so you figure it's gonna take them 10 days to, so actually his mobilization and all that, I don't think that's too far off. So that total would come to $74,550 to have McCormick.
Who's all this concrete down here belong to? There's a heck of a pile of concrete down there.
Is that Brock's or?
On the equities lot?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Brock's. One time he rented his own crusher. And they did it themselves, but I don't know what the cost was.
I think we did that in the past too, and that was a little bit to it.
Yeah, it takes about 4 guys to do that when you do it
I
yourself.
don't think you just dump everything in all at once. I think you have
No.
to sort size and what you're putting in and adjust the crusher and. I'm not sure renting's the way to go. Especially, I It sounded like the last time we did it, it sold out pretty fast, but it may have been quite a bit smaller pile too. So. I don't know. Get permission to go ahead and proceed, and
Yeah.
if McCormick will do it.
Yeah, I think you gotta go ahead and proceed and then come back with whatever,
Yeah.
and we'll give you the okay to do it or not.
Okay.
Or are you wanting permission to go ahead and go?
Yeah, I'd like to give McCormick, because I sound like they could do it as soon as they're wrapped up with their asphalt. I think down in Colby is my understanding, that they could come up, move up here. So it'd be when the weather changes on us.
So you need a
November.
motion to go ahead and
I would think with the,
to contract with McCormick to crush the,
Okay, we'll proceed, and I'll see if I can get it firmed up with them to do.
yeah, we need a motion. Do you second that motion?
Yeah, I'll second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded to have McCormick crush concrete for a total of $74,550. Is that right,
You
Steve?
did.
Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay, all opposed.
You're just making all kinds of motions today.
Just
Thank you.
wrap it up here.
You know, the bumper to bumper, we had a lot of prep work to do, on a number of the dump trucks and our equipment, and get them serviced and up to speed for that project. Quite a bit came in on that, and then on the Yoast, we had a couple of drive lines on mowers go down. Came on close to 1,500 each.
Were those drive lines greasable? I mean, was it the U-joints that went out on the drive lines?
Well, it's a ball joint, my understanding, up where just after it comes off the tractor with the PTO.
Kind of a slip joint, maybe?
Right, well, no,
That Zerk is really hard to grease.
And who's Jackson Street Glass?
that's down here.
Oh, okay.
Jacob Church.
What was that for?
That one,
Greater glass, I think, wasn't it?
it might have been Greater Glass.
Okay.
And we just recently had on the excavator, we had one put back in. We tried to get it on ourselves, and didn't have any luck.
Or maybe that's what it was.
You guys have any questions?
That's all I got for you today.
Okay. Thank you. Have a good weekend, Steve. Dan, Mike, thanks.
Dan, I had a question. Have we got anything done with that truck we lost the motor on? Are we doing anything with it, or?
Yeah. the
We're
international.
still looking. We're trying to find something else to put that tank on or something.
Okay. I just had somebody ask me about it the other day, if we were gonna put a motor in it, or we were gonna get another truck, or what we were gonna do.
That's what he asked, I believe, at the last meeting or a month ago, was to look for a chassis for it.
Yeah, I think, I've talked to Anderson and stuff, and we're afraid if we put a motor in it, we're just going right back to
Because it's so
the
low
same
geared.
thing we have. It'll be a problem down the road, because parts are getting harder to find for insurance. We're just trying to find something that we can revamp fairly easy.
All right. Thank you.
If I could, I have one more thing.
Okay.
Bring up. In the past, I should say, I thought I had more copies. We've helped individuals offload trailers that don't have tilt, and we use our loader to apparently lift them. And we don't have any kind of formal
I think that's good.
agreement that if
'Cause
something happens, we're not liable for it, so we drafted up just a statement of form to have.
You're talking out at the landfill?
Yeah, at the landfill, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I know in the landfill in Denver, I know they used to do that and then they had to quit because people were suing them over it.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we have something like that, because I think it's a big benefit to them.
Yeah, I could see that.
You know, if he has, and I've talked to Byron about it before, and if he has time, he could do it, and if he doesn't, he just doesn't have
Can't
time.
help them.
We already,
Yeah.
over it.
Leslie, so.
Looks pretty good.
Okay, thank you. That was you.
We don't need a motion to make a resolution. to do-
No.
Okay,
No.
all right,
You're good.
okay.
Keep you in the loop.
Okay. All right, now,
Excuse me.
you guys didn't have anything else then? All right, Dave, you're up, or, yeah, Dave's up, sorry. How are you?
Hi, gals. So we're here about the terminal building to see what the thought is.
Right now, we can't insure it without breaching the grant, and it's, so, the insurance was, I think I sent you a forward on that. The insurance is gonna be $3,000 a year, but if something were to happen, we'd have to build a backhoe K-camp, and then we'd be in violation, and it's just, that's too big of a risk, so.
See, but it wouldn't have to be, see, a lot of the cost of that is engineering and architecture and so on. So as far as like insuring it for the full cost, it would not be necessary. I mean,
I don't know, whereas it's county money and we'd be, how would that work, Leslie? I don't know. Because you're paying for everything when you do the full project, but. I
Yeah,
mean,
you're paying for everything, but
If
when
the
it
building
comes
got
down to
wiped out,
insurance-
we'd have to probably do new plans and everything, and the insurance would have to cover that. I mean,
It'd be all engineered, it'd all be architecture to be done, so the replacement of the value of the building
Property.
would probably be a fourth of what the real cost is.
okay.
So I mean,
Did you get that quote that you were talking about the insurance? Is it a different one than the one we have?
Well, I think we'd have to have K-camp, I guess unless they carried the pump.
We have to go with K-Camp?
I would think, wouldn't we, since it's a county-owned building?
Yeah. I fired off
What-
for an estimate, but they have not replied yet.
Did you see the one that we got?
No.
It's for 3,000 a year, is what they say.
But Robert Taylor is a man that I talked to, and then he said, just give me a quick email, and he'd send it over to the department that does the estimates.
Okay.
Okay.
Engineered fee. Engineer fee would be taken care of.
For $3,000 a year.
He's got it, he's had it.
Okay.
Well,